Hey everyone, I hope you guys are enjoying Monster Hunter Rise or Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak in whichever platform you're choosing to play it on. And today we're going to be checking out a couple of developer quotes regarding the two newest posts for their developer campaign series. This is essentially where the developers take to social media and provide us details regarding the development process for both either base Monster Hunter Rise or Sunbreak. In the most recent updates that we have received, they have been going over pretty much the two brand new maps included in Sunbreak, of course the Citadel and the Jungle. And in this specific set of posts, we're going to be checking out some new details that they provide us on some of the improvements that we got to see for the brand new Jungle map. Of course, this map was already available in the previous a couple of games, but of course it has been completely reworked since it became seamless. And in that regard, they are providing us details regarding just some of the new changes that they did, and more specifically why they decided to do so. If you haven't been paying attention too closely to this developer series, you know that one of the things that the developers have made very clear is that because the game was originally designed for the Nintendo Switch, a lot of ideas had to kind of been dialed back, reined in, just because of the whole memory bandwidth situation. Yes, that also implies that some of the base design changes that they had to do couldn't really be worked or tweaked heading into, you know, the reimagining versions of whether it is PC, Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, or Windows, but it is what it is. In the first post, they simply mentioned that this is a nostalgic area for those who know the previous game's work. Since now the entire maps have become seamless and directly connected, it was difficult to match the positions in relations to new areas. And they of course provide us an image with the central area, or at the very least I think is the northern central area, where you enter from the north side, pretty much right around the starting area where you go. If you go up the little bit of a cliff, you come to the outside area on the bottom right of this image, and then eventually right in front of it you see a couple of cave entrances. This is one of those cave entrances there. One of the things they've touched upon in previous developer campaign updates is of course that the lighting had to be completely reworked for some of the maps in base Monster Hunter Rise, because like the god rays and stuff like that, they just simply had to be fully reworked because of just, again, the memory bandwidth situation. So of course here in the Jungle, where you get to see plenty of lighting coming through from the top to the bottom, this is a 3-layered map at the end of the day. You do have the bottom tier, kind of like in the ruins, where usually you see some of the elders make their way down to there. You have the mid tier, which is inside this entire cave system, and then of course you have either the upper side heading into like the top of the tree, or the outside areas by the beaches. Of course you have plenty of layers there. So you know, making sure that all that loads properly, it works seamlessly, was one of the biggest challenges that they had, and this is something that they have addressed to in previous developer updates. In the next post, they mentioned that this is a favorite part of some of the developers: the iconic dense forest, the dark shade, plenty of humidity, leafy soil, and the waterfall, and not to mention the dragon's nest with the fishing pond aside it. So of course they are addressing now the left side of the image, where you're gonna see a lot of you know, wyvern dragons kind of like emerge from that side of the map. If you haven't necessarily paid attention when they talk about specifically the wyvern's nest, that is why a lot of dragons usually appear on the left side of the map. First, there's only like a few elder dragons that make their way originally to the right side of the map, but plenty of the dragons will be appearing on the left side. So while a lot of people assume that the monsters' appearances all through RNG, that is not always the case, and here in the Jungle that's certainly one of those things. And now at the same time they also allude to, of course, the waterfall and the fishing pond. So those are directly tied to the surrounding areas that you have in this specific little passage. And on the left side you have two big corridor kind of lanes. This is one of the things that I've kind of discussed in previous videos, where the developers kind of designed pathways for the monsters to kind of run across. So not only do you have an inside area leading up to the, like if you look at the image in the front side, maybe a little bit to the left, you should be able to see the passageway that leads to the jungly area, where you have like a lot of trees up on top where you can break down rocks and they could come down crashing onto the monster and do some massive damage. But on that left side image where you see on the left side of the image where you see the wall, on the other side of that you also have a big massive corridor as well, and you can of course walk around all on top of the left side of that wall as well. So there's plenty of maneuverability, let's say, in those specific zones in the jungle, but it was designed, you know, trying to at the very least mimic some of the stuff that we saw in the previous versions of the game. But that's about all the information that I have for you guys today. I certainly love covering these developer campaign updates and just some of the changes that we do get to see on to some of the new maps, and I'm certainly looking forward to seeing them discuss some of the arenas heading into the future. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up, and as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.